What's up, yeah, Joe? Water or carbonated shit. That was a thumbnail pic too. I want to do an experiment. I put my hat backwards, you know, it's fucking gonna get real. So Paul went to Texas. That's really the AMD like new like AM5 series shit that they're promoting, right? But the thing is that like usually what happens is like they'll give like media, like a little media kit file, which basically has like all the information for their new product that they're about to launch, right? So we can use them in our video, right? So you got everything from like, you know, the graphs, benchmarks, the prices, dates, or whatever, right? So we drop these in our video and we make them, right? And then we render the video, right, with this information. The thing is that like the image were I think like 8K because that was the same images that they were using in the background when they're doing their presentations because they have like a massive screen, right? So they gave those images to the media people. Paul used them in his video, and because those images were a high resolution, it was taking him a long ass time to render, and it seemed it took an hour. Really? Fuck, I don't know. That's crazy. Anyways, so I want to do like a render like comparison of a Premiere Pro versus DaVinci, right? So what I did was that he rendered out a 1080p project at 60 frames per second, thinking it'll be faster, right? And I used the original images for this test, right? So in this case, so if we click on this guy, as you can see here is in the metadata up here, it's like 11,000 by 3,001. I don't know, some fucking weird ass like images, right? Yeah, here it is. This is this one, right? So it's an ultra wide image that they use in the background when they were doing the presentation, right? So yeah, these are very large, right? So this is the reason why Paul was having a hard time rendering out the image because there was just too much resolution, right? So my test that I want to do is basically both Premiere Pro and DaVinci. I made like exactly a 1 minute long video project here, and I made like duplicates of like one image, you know, in this high resolution in 5 sections, right? And I kind of like vary them, like it just made them like long, short, or whatever, and like I just kind of like put them in a random area, right? Same thing back in Premiere Pro, you know, same thing, you know, 1080p, 60 frames per second. I use the same image as well, you know, just, you know, and I kind of like just, you know, scatter these around, right? I mean, I could match these, but I mean, I kind of want to give some variations. I mean, if they're very similar in render time, then it shouldn't be that big of a deal, right? But, you know, fuck it, I'm not too scientific in this shit. But the thing is, you know, I want to render in the same settings, 1080p, 60 frames per second, using these like ultra high quality fucking like files here, right? And just, you know, if we scroll over here, you can see like the same size, 11,000 by 3,000, some shit, right? So that's what I got here. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back to Premiere DaVinci, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got my raw footage here, and they're both like exactly 1 minute long. See, 1 minute long here, 1 minute long. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna start with Premiere Pro. I'm just gonna close this. That way, you know, I can use less resources for my computer, right? I'm gonna render out the Premiere Pro first. I'm gonna record this so I can speed it up. You guys can see how long it takes, right? And then like I'm gonna compare it with DaVinci to see how long it takes. I haven't done this before, so I'm gonna do this in real time just to get my reaction, so it should be funny. All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna use the media encoder, and then like you know, I'm gonna use DaVinci's built-in media encoder thing, right? So let's do this shit. So I'm gonna export this temp renders. Let's say large image render 1080p. Let's go. I'm gonna use the default settings. YouTube 1080p full HD. Let's do that. Match source, so 60 frames. Okay, that's all good. Audio should be the same. What should be good? All right, I'm just gonna send to media encoder. Like I said, I'm gonna screen cap like the progress of the media encoder, and obviously I'm gonna speed up the time so you guys can see how long it takes, right? So that's that. I'm also gonna put the task manager so you guys can see how much resources it's using between the CPU and the GPU, right? So I'm gonna start the timer now. Actually, that's a good idea. Let me put a timer. All right, there you go. Let's do this. That'll be this should be fun. Play. Alright, so that took almost a minute or 51 seconds, right? Just to do that. Alright, cool. I guess I can make a note of it. Yeah, why not? 51.29 Premiere Pro. Alright, let's do that. Let's delete that. Let's delete this. So I got rid of Premiere Pro, you know, it resets everything. So here's the timeline, click on it. Here's the metadata, 1920 by 1080. 60 frames per second, so it's all the same shit, 1 minute long. And then go to deliver. I'm just gonna use the standard, I guess, YouTube render, you know, 1080p 60 frames. Like let's see, I'm actually gonna put it in the same area where I rendered the other video, just to keep it so I can find them both. Let's see. All right, DaVinci large image render test. All right, deliver. See, so add to render queue. See here, I want to be able to have access to my stuff here. I want to be able to, like, I can reset. So I'm gonna hit play, render all, and let's see how this goes. So play. Ah, look at that! Holy shit! It definitely was faster. 40 seconds. All right. That compared to DaVinci Premiere Pro, that was like 51 seconds. So I mean, this is only 1 minute, right? Like, obviously, like, you know, that may not be that big of a difference, and maybe I could have done like a better job and make sure everything was the same, and you know, whatever. But I mean, roughly, it's not that bad, right? But you know, but yeah, I don't know. It just shows that like DaVinci does have like a better use of its resources of your computer to render faster, right? Yeah, I mean, anyways, that was 10 seconds quicker, so that's good to know. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to do like a little quick experiment. Now, like I said, I could have done maybe a better job and make sure all the images were the same size or some shit like that, or you know, but whatever, fuck it. I mean, not all projects are the same. If it was like very similar to like the time in the sense of maybe off by like 2-3 seconds, then it'd be like, okay, whatever. But yeah, there's a 10-second difference, and like, yeah, that can be a massive like time saver. Oh, one more thing before I go. Let's see here. So yeah, like, you know, I guess just to compare, right? Here's a render from DaVinci. As you can see, it's a 69 megabits, and yeah, the Premiere one is 72 megabytes or megabits or whatever. So yeah, it's a little, they're very similar in size, so it's not that big of an issue, right? So all right, that's that. All right, that's that was interesting. I just, like, I don't know, when Paul made that post, I just was curious to see if like a Premiere Pro or DaVinci could be faster, you know, in the sense of using your computer resources. And that's the thing. He admitted that he took like a no laptop, so you know, it was more difficult for him to render out that video, right? But the thing is that, like, from my understanding, from what I've read, is basically DaVinci is designed to use up the resources of the computer as much as possible, right? And I think that's where like DaVinci shines over Premiere Pro, is that it's designed better to use like all of his compute power that I can to like help render out your computer and, you know, make the editing a lot faster, right? So I don't know. Anyways, quick little experiment that I wanted to do. So yeah, DaVinci, of course, it's kicking ass. All right, that's all I got for you. Thanks for hanging out with me for a bit. Take care and peace.